Hey you Stygian Dogs, it's February 7th, and that means that issue number 7 of Conan the Barbarian from Titan Comics and Heroic Signatures hits the shelves. We'll take our usual look at the interior, but before that, let's check out the covers. This, cover A, from Alex Horley. Cover B is from Patch Zerker, and C is from Jessica Fong. I also grabbed the very cool Alex Horley Virgin cover. Now, I'm really enjoying Patch Zerker's covers here. His tetriptych in triptych assemblage is looking great. I can't wait to see the quadriptych in full when issue number 8 is released. So on to the issue itself. And here we go. I'll flip through the book, present a few close-ups of panels. I'll try not to read too much verbatim, but I will outline the general plot and happenings. I want you to be curious and to grab your own copy. Seriously, buy these comics. I want to give you a sense of how things look and to hopefully convey my excitement and a few summary thoughts. But be warned, if you want a pure reading experience, and I know you do, I would caution you about spoilers. If inclined, feel free to skip ahead to the conclusion. On the inside cover, we see an advertisement for the new Omnibus collections from Titan Books. Opposite that, credits for the teams at Heroic Signatures and Titan Comics. Again, introduction by way of the Numidian Chronicles, a map for wayfinding purposes, and a quick summary of where things stand. After stealing the stone known as Taram's Touch from the Temple of Bel, Conan of Samaria and the thieving glory hounds were beset by violent specters. Facing impossible odds, Conan and his crew were forced to flee, running directly towards the waiting swords of the temple guards. After mercilessly dispatching the foemen, Conan faced the specters once again, yet this time they did not attack, instead issuing cryptic words to the Sumerian before vanishing into thin air. Coin in hand, Conan headed deep into Shadizar to spend his ill-gotten gains, indulging in drink and pleasures of the flesh with his ally Chandra. Then, a mysterious power washed over the sneak thief, a strange force compelling her to approach Conan, knife in hand, poised to kill. This issue again begins in the past with Bêlit. She and Conan on the Tigris are lazing amidst treasure, as Conan declines to compare the treasure to Bêlit's beauty. An assertive and sexy Bêlit tests the limits of trust against her terrifying impulsivity, her recklessness taunting death, dancing at its limits. Conan is stoic in the face of Bêlit's charged play, demands an end to her death talk, declaring it ill becomes one who burns with such life to pray for cold completion of the journey. Bêlit rebuffs, declaring via blood oath that they shall both live life full-throated and fearless. Passions are stirred. Bêlit's words that upon their deaths the gods shall gasp at the loss echo in the here and now. The possessed Chandra and her dagger find home in Conan's back. Conan the Barbarian, Thrice Marked for Death, Part 3, Haunted. Grim Jim Zub, writer. Diabolical Doug Braithwaite, artist. Dangerous Diego Rodriguez, color artist. Rascally Rich Starkings, letterer. And new in this issue, calamitous Chris Butera, editor, and merciless Matt Murray, consulting editor. What in the hells, Conan declares. In place of Chandra, once guildmate, ally, friend, and most recently lover, stands a silent, crazed creature. At half his size and strength near his match, this is Chandra no more, but a rapid, relentless killer. Woman though she may have been, he must stop her with stone-like fists and somber fury. It's but a moment's hallucination. The visage of the vanquished transforms into his lost queen, Adeling the Cimmerian. Conan tempers his rage and leaves the inn to seek out the source of the sorcery. Injured and meandering the maze of the wicked city, a woman of the night's proposition conjures unwanted memories, twisting him. Rodriguez's colors are great on this page. He's challenged in this arc such that his palette must reflect the dingy torchlit interiors and alleyways of the night. Here the blues of the moonlight complement and contrast against the orangey reds. Conan's mind is not his own. Being pulled to dark places, staggering, lost for time, he finds himself in a familiar place, the hidden entrance to the Glory Hound's guild house. Venturing forward, seeking to warn of the sinister and unnatural happenings. Crom's devils! Has it already happened? The guild is no more. This 2-page spread from Doug Braithwaite is a scene of great gore, the disemboweled strung from the rafters, entrails littering the floor, heads sway from the chandeliers, bodies and their parts are strewn about, an unimaginable display of butchery. Butchery uncharacteristically perpetrated by Kamal and Gref. They, like Chandra, now feral animals made for murder who must be put down. Conan attacks with the ferocity of a Cimmerian born, only to receive in return a hammer-like fist. Something is amiss. Shaken but fueled by adrenaline, Conan is far from finished. The battle continues, for a Cimmerian warrior will do whatever must be done for as long as they live. Taking Gref out, Kamal counters. And holy cow, this next page is vicious. Braithwaite's action is awesome. Conan cuts clean through Kamal's shins, and as he teeters forward, off with his head. I just love the motion of the action here. A spent Conan kneels in repose, caught off guard by spectral voices. The evil emanations repeat their suspicions from the last issue. They deem Conan worthy of their power and their master's mission. Conan is consumed by the darkest of magic. A commanding voice echoes in the reaches of the Cimmerian's mind, limbs steered without conscious control. And on the final page, the voices intone that Conan shall be a worthy weapon for their master, Tulsa Doom. And the next issue is Sacrificial Offerings. Going into issue number 7, we could be certain of at least two things. The thieving ways of the Glory Hounds have come to an end, and as Chandra takes a demonic turn after lying with Conan, it seems unlikely that things would go back to the way they were. Well, the guild has been slaughtered most brutally, and the specters seem to have confirmed by whom Conan is deemed to be worthy. Our ensorcelled hero is to be a weapon for Tulsa Doom. Similar to issue 3, we end with Conan facing insurmountable odds. We know Conan will defy those odds. The fun is in the how. Opposite is an ad for the new Savage Sword of Conan arriving at the end of this month. And turning the page, we get part 6 of Jeffrey Shanks' Robert E. Howard and His Ages Undreamed Of. This time, Jeff writes about Howard's writing as a combination of different genres: historical romance, gothic horror, and swashbuckling adventure. All elements that help to unintentionally create Howard's subgenre of sword and sorcery. Shanks goes on to write that what truly sets Howard's stories apart from high fantasy tales is that the supernatural elements therein are considered unnatural. While Howard's heroes may be preternaturally strong, they're not supernaturally so, therefore becoming agents of the rational world against an irrational and intrusive other, and that thematically Howard's sword and sorcery has more in common with horror fiction than with sentimental high fantasy. Make sure you check out the essay. And after Shanks' essay, the chainmail letters page. That, of course, is followed by the covers gallery, and on the back cover is an advertisement for the Funcom properties. So there we have it, yet another fantastic issue. What else can I say? Jim Zub has given us something incredibly dark and violent, taking his time over 3 issues to set up further mystery, include that ultimate name drop, to give us a bound-to-be banger issue number 8. Braithwaite's 2-page spread of the entrail-laden guildhouse and the shin-severing takedown of Kamal are just awesome. And I love the vibrant contrast of Rodriguez's colors in this issue, his reds and blues and ethereal greens given more play and balance versus the past 2 issues. And then there's Starkings lettering, adding a seal of authenticity to a, dare I say, perfect final product. Just what is the resolution Jim Zub will give us in the next issue? What are Tulsa Doom's machinations? Will Conan continue to be haunted by the memory of Bêlit? And will we learn more about Briss's disappearance? And what of this damned black stone? While we don't know the details, Zub promises us that issue 8 will take the arc to a wild conclusion, saying he looks forward to readers seeing it all spiral to the climax. Well, this reader can't wait. Not only are we looking forward to the conclusion of Braithwaite's fantastic first run, we're also on the verge of getting Roberto de la Torre's second arc, the end of which will close out Heroic Signature's epic year of property renewal. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's so much more to celebrate before we mark that milestone. So in addition to issue number 7, February is shaping up to be a great month for Conan. The Bound and Blackstone trade paperback releases on February 13th. On February 28th, we get the Savage Sword of Conan, story by John Arcudi, illustrated by Maximon Fafner, plus there's a Conan prose piece in there by Jim Zub, and the much-anticipated Solomon Kane story from Patch Zerker. Add to that Scott Odin's Conan Shadow of Vengeance that was released at the end of last month, and at the end of this month we get V. Castro's Bêlit Shipwrecked coming on February 27th, everything's coming up Conan. And I'll mention finally that some people had noticed that the new Conan Omnibus from Titan Books, you'll see them advertised in issue number 7. Well, there's been a change in their release and shipping dates. I reached out to Fred Malmberg. He's assuaged any concerns about this. So just hold tight with anticipation. These are healthily discounted on Amazon right now, so it's worth placing your pre-order there. And for those that have ordered there already, well, you might be getting the best price you're going to get on these. So don't cancel those pre-orders. And until next time, take it easy, you Stygian Dogs.